It is so hot in my car, it's like a sauna. I know you could probably see me start to sweat like throughout this video. I didn't want to turn the AC on because I didn't want to wreck the audio, because it was such a, like, there's so much verbiage on this video. Anyways, I'm probably looking like sweaty. Hi everyone, it's Jaden. Welcome back to my channel. I put together another great video for you guys today. I'm going to be going over the 100 symptoms that I've experienced through the recovery, or actually through the struggle and recovery of my health crash, adrenal fatigue, anxiety, and panic disorder. Before we get into the video, as usual, my disclaimer: I'm not a medical doctor or a trained therapist. I'm not here to diagnose, prevent, or treat you of any illnesses. Please consult with your own medical professional before engaging in any type of health advice. And I really do encourage you to consult your health professionals to get yourself checked out first and rule out all the possible terrible illnesses before you get focused on recovering from hormonal imbalance, adrenal fatigue, anxiety, and panic disorders. I've broken the list down to quite a few subcategories, so that it's easier for you to kind of navigate through the video. And the categories are going to be heart and chest related, muscle and joint, eye vision related, ears, hearing related, mood, emotions, sleep. I grouped that into one category. Neurological, that's one category on its own. Brain, cognitive, and head. Throat and respiratory. Sexual, and other. It's 4 full pages. I wrote it out. I put quite a bit of thought into it. I want to make sure that I catch, all the symptoms that I experience. The purpose of me doing this video is to help you find reassurance if you're going through what I'm going through, and that you can know that I went through these symptoms. All the symptoms I'm going to be talking about, they can happen on their own, or they can happen in conjunction with other symptoms, like different combinations of them. So yeah, just keep that in mind. Okay, so let's just get right into the symptoms. Okay, so we're going to start off with the category heart and chest. All right, so you're going to have your irregular heartbeat. Your heart beats not in the same rhythm. It goes faster and slower and faster and slower. Racing heartbeat, where your heart just beats really, really fast. Pounding heartbeat, where your heartbeat might not necessarily be going fast, but it's very strong and intense. Now this again can happen in combination with the racing heartbeat as well. So you could have like racing heartbeat and a pounding heartbeat at the same time. Skipping heartbeat. So I've experienced where the heart would be beating normally, and then it would skip a beat for a second. Okay. I've also experienced heartbeat throughout my whole body. Like I could actually feel my heart pulsing, like in different parts of my body, like really strong. I felt heartbeat in my throat area, particularly. Heartbeat causing a small cough. Like sometimes I'll be doing something pretty relaxing, and out of nowhere I'll get like a strong heartbeat, and it would like go into my throat, and I go for a second. Okay. Chest tightness, chest heaviness, chest pains. It could be shooting, it could be sharp, it could be dull. Chest spasms, and those like almost feel like or it feels kind of like what you think a heart attack would feel like. Chest spasms. And then finally, solar plex tightness and pain, and just like a heaviness in your solar plex. Muscle and joint. All right, so chronic muscle aches and pain. I experienced through my entire recovery just chronic muscle aches and pains like never before. Muscle weakness, muscle tremors. That's a very scary and popular one and common, muscle fatigue, muscle shaking. So the difference for me, the difference between the tremors and the shaking, the tremors are smaller and the shakings are like, more visual. Muscle spasms, where the muscle actually contracts really hard and it hurts on their own. Again, this can happen all over my different parts of your body. You could have it, on your face, your eyes have muscles, your tongue's a muscle. So it can happen anywhere. And it did happen pretty much everywhere for me. Muscle tension, again, that's everywhere. Muscle stiffness, like I get very stiff in my shoulders and neck. That's where I hold a lot of my stress and tension. Difficult to recover from like workouts or like any type of physical activity. Chronic joint pains and aches. Sends the health crash. During the whole recovery, I had a harder time recovering from like joint pains and aches, and they would actually occur more frequently than before. Joint tightness and inflexibility. Because of all the stress and everything you're holding, and your body's in fight or flight mode, and your hormones are out of whack, your body's just going through a lot of stress. So it's tighter, it's less flexible, and it's more stiff. Eye and vision. Eye fatigue and tiredness. This happened very, very frequently. Eye strains, eye soreness and pain, like especially in like my eye sockets and around my eyes. Sensitivity to light, decreased night vision. So not only I was very sensitive to light, all light, not just sunlight, but all light. When there wasn't enough light, it was also very hard to see, and that would cause an irritation and like fatigue in my eyes as well. Like when the lights are low and you're straining to see, you're just straining to see more than before. Eye floaters. I know I have videos talking all about this. The spots, seeing stars. I remember it was very seldom in the past before the health crash that I would experience where I would see stars. Like, once in a while I'll like sneeze or something and I'll see stars, but since the health crash and throughout my recovery, it was like very frequent. Like I would see stars. Seeing flashes. I would see flashes on the corner of my eyes, especially when I was blinking, and especially in the dark. Like if I was blinking hard in the dark, I would see little like flashes. I've also talked about this one incident where I had just this one particular flash where I would blink my right eyes and it was on the upper corner and I would see this white flash. Difficulty focusing eyes, so it's just this whole health crash, it made it really hard to focus my eyes, like zoom in or zoom out, or just your whole eye function just decreases. Especially when I was like scrolling on the computer screen, man, that was just really straining to my eyes. Ear and hearing, this is a short one. Ringing in my ear pressure. I would, often feel like there were pressure building up in my ears. And very sensitivity to noises. I was trying to say very sensitive to noises, but I wrote sensitivity, so I was like tripping. Especially, really loud, sudden noises. BPPV, which stands for benign proximal positional vertigo. That's where the calcium in your ear gets kind of screwed up, and that's in your ears actually where your body regulates like your balance and your equilibrium perception. So if that gets like whacked, and it could be due to stress, and this health crash and the adrenals, hormonal imbalance, and anxiety cause tons of stress, it could cause that to be off, and then you'll experience like vertigo, dizziness, like you feel like the room's spinning. And so I definitely experienced that, and I've experienced that while I was awake and in the middle of sleeping and waking up feeling that way. Earaches, from sinus buildup, which is another symptom, and yeah, I would get earaches. Okay, mood, emotions, and sleep category. High irritability and being on edge. I was constantly irritated and on edge all the time when I was recovering from this. Depression, I didn't have very much of that, but that is a very common and debilitating symptom that a lot of people experiences. Anger spells. I would get pissed and angry very, very easily when I was trying to recover. Overstimulated, feeling like, you're just, again, on edge. You feel like you're just more sensitive to everything. Things, just hit you so much more, like intensely. Moody. Yeah, I was very moody when I was trying to recover. Sorry, all those of you who had to be around me and experienced it. Overloaded and overwhelmed, sensitivity to hide emotions. I could not get too sad, too angry, too excited, even too happy sometimes when I was going through my recovery. Your body's just very sensitive to and very like fragile to heightened emotions because your hormones out of whack and you have anxiety, and so you're just in a fight or flight, like hypersensitive mode. So sensitivity to stimulations is another one. Feeling fragile is another. Insomnia, bad dreams, horrible scary dreams, nocturnal panic attacks, trouble staying asleep, and frequent hypno jerks, which are like when you're about to fall asleep, you get those once in a while, you get those jerks. That will happen to me while I was sleeping, when I was falling asleep. Sometimes I'm not even asleep, I'm just awake. That would happen all the time. All right, neurological category. Okay, cold and heat sensations, burning sensations. This can happen all over. Tingling and numbness, this could happen all over. It was pretty common in my hands and feet. Radiating tingling, where I would feel like a line of radiating tingling, like either going down my arms or my legs. Panic attacks, general anxiety, you're just constantly under stress and high levels of anxiety, like overthinking intrusive thoughts, like unable to calm your brain. Butterflies in the stomach, and this is a normal thing that people experience, right, when they're looking forward to something or something's exciting, or when they're nervous. But this would just come on all the time and random times. Inability to push through challenges or stress. So yeah, your nerves and just your nervous system just out of whack and fatigued and overloaded, and so you can't push through stressful situations the same. You can't even, not just the same, but like you just lose your ability to handle stress. And of course then decrease in willpower. All right, brain, cognitive, and head symptoms. Migraines, tension headaches. This was happening daily. Okay, there was a long period during my recovery where this was every day, 24/7. Migraines, tension headaches, cluster headaches. Cluster headaches are the headaches you get right behind one of your eyeballs. And it really freaked me out because I was like, what is that now? Inner head pressure, outer head pressure, like you feel like a tightness around your head, like a headband. People often describe that as like they feel like a band around their head. Pulsing head sensations, like I would just experience these like pulsing sensations in my head. Brain fog, which is like your head feels like it's full of cotton. You can't think right, you can't think fast, you're groggy all day long. Sinus pain and pressure. Decreased memory function. Yeah, again, you'll like walk into a room and be like, wait, was I supposed to, oh yeah, I was supposed to close the window. Like that would happen all the time. Dizziness, vertigo, off balance, low blood pressure, high blood pressure. I didn't have the high one, but people get both, either low or high or both. Brain zap, which is one of the scarier symptoms, where it's like, I've described this in another video, but it's like let's say you were just like scared, and you know how usually when you get scared you get that heart palpitation, the reaction, and then you get this like electric shock feeling, like you realize the fear in your brain, right? So brain zaps, to me, the way I describe it, it's like you just experience that brain electricity part with no triggers. So like no one's scaring you, but it'll just happen like out of nowhere. It's very scary when the first time this happens. Buzzing and crawling sensations. This, you could get it everywhere. You get it on your face, my back, my arms, legs. I mean, it was like this, yeah, you just feel like you're buzzing. You're like a vibrator. Like you're just buzzing, but you can't see it. Like your hands they're not moving, but you feel that you're buzzing inside. And the same thing with the crawling sensation. It's like you feel like bugs, or like you could feel like, I guess I could describe it as like you could feel your blood flow. So like there's this current going on like underneath your skin, but you visually don't see anything. And restlessness sensations, like you get like you gotta move, or like like that's the best way I could describe it. You get in your legs, like, and it's very often when you're like falling to, like trying to go to bed or like waking up, this would happen to me. Throat and respiratory, choking sensations, where you feel like you got something stuck in your throat. You feel like somebody's choking you 24/7. Gagging, neck tension, strains and spasms, unable to project your voice or weak voice. Breathing difficulties and shortness of breath or hyperventilation, and also being easily out of breath, like you're just doing some like daily activity and you're out of breath. Sexual category, decreased sex drive and performance, lower libido, or actually just like no libido when it's during like the very bad phases. Exhaustion after sex or masturbation, like you feel like you're just like gonna fall over like after you have sex or after you masturbate. You could actually, and it could cause like a panic and anxiety during or before, during, or after sex. You could get like panic and anxiety. And this isn't necessarily sexual, but it's in the genital, like reproductive organ area. So the frequent urge to urinate, and yeah, so frequent urge to urinate. All right, other, the final category is other, which is just like, it doesn't really fall exactly into any of the categories that I made, so I just put that in its own. And that is depersonalization, which is like you feel like you're not really here, you're checked out, you almost see yourself through like a bird's eye view. People experience this very differently, so I'm trying to describe it the best way I can how I felt. Like this one time I felt like I was in a video game, like a virtual reality video game, and like I was a character and I wasn't me, and I was just some consciousness that was put into this like character, and I'm playing this video game. Really crazy feeling. I have a full video on depersonalization and derealization, so check that out. So derealization, that is where you feel like everything's fake, like this world, your experience, like none of it feels real to you. It feels like pretend. You get kind of paranoid, like you think, are people telling you the truth? Like it's wacky. Again, I have a video on those too in more detail. If you feel free to check that out. Loss of motivation and drive in general, loss of competitive edge. That really sucked for me, especially because I'm athletic and I was a very high level athlete. And when you lose that competitive edge, you feel like you lost like a limb, because so much of my life was, sports and stuff. Lower confidence, hypersensitivity. You could feel just every little body sensation. You're constantly paying attention to, like, the aches and pains, like, are you shaking? Like, you're just hyper aware, which then leads to hypochondria. Like, you think everything could be a deadly disease, and you get really freaked out, and it's not a fun mental state to be in. Lower metabolism, weight gain, decrease in lean muscle mass, increased fat in midsection, or just increased fat overall, but especially in the midsection because of the increased stress hormones. They will kind of make your body store fat in the midsection. And it's hard for you to get rid of it. A decrease in the athletic performances, like your ability to perform in athletics is going to decrease. A lack of focus, like you just can't focus anymore. Chronic exhaustion, you're walking around constantly feeling exhausted. And the final one is slow recovery from all stressors. So whether that's exercise, emotional stress, work stress, mental stress, psychological, and nutrition, just any type of stress, you just very, very slow in recovery. So guys, that was my 100 symptom list. That is pretty much everything I experienced when I was going through my recovery from adrenal fatigue, aka HPA axis dysfunction, hormonal imbalance, and anxiety and panic disorder. I might have missed a handful, but I really put some time into this, and I wrote down pretty much everything. So I hope this helps you on getting some reassurance from me. And if you're going through these conditions that I'm going through, then it will kind of help you navigate through your symptoms and kind of double check with me, because I totally went through it. Currently, I'm fully recovered after about 18 months. Again, I've done videos on details of symptoms, things that helped me in recovery, supplements that helped me, my concepts on all this. You can check those videos out. I just want to thank all my subscribers for the continual love and support of me and my channel. So I fully recovered on my own, just by rest, time, good nutrition, and a handful of supplements, and the right amount of exercise and relaxation, consistent relaxation techniques. So after I fully recovered, I wanted to get into the best shape of my life again. So being at a different stage of my life and age, I went and sought out a doctor who specializes in just optimal health and living and performance. So I am on a protocol of hormone optimization. I've been on that for 2 weeks. I feel really great on it. My thyroid was low, and he balanced that out, and or is in the process of balancing that out, along with all my other hormones. My fitness and workout, my mood and everything, I feel so much better. My energy is definitely enhanced. That's my new journey. I have done a couple videos, and I'll continue to do more videos on that. If you haven't subscribed, please help me continue to grow my channel by subscribing and liking and sharing my videos. Feel free to comment, ask me any questions on my health recovery. I would love to help you as much as I can in the ways that I can, and provide you with the information that from my experience and my own research. I hope you have a great rest of the week. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Have a good one, and bye.